Ladies and gentlemen, before all the great players of the Expos arrived, like Dawson, Cromartie, Carter, Parrish, in the mid to late 1970s, there was a whole bunch of role players that really did well for the Expos. Now, one of them we're going to talk about today. He came up in the Brave system, ended up with Chicago, traded for Hoyt Willem, but came over to Montreal, and his big numbers in '73 were so consistent. He led the team in slugging. I think it was .535 that year, and he also broke a major league record that can never be broken and may never be seen again. So today we're talking about the rugged first baseman from Georgia, Hal Breedan. And Breedan, who became a major sheriff in retirement, was known for his power swing, did well in the minors in Braves. But what the major recognition, he had his first at-bat in the Major League Baseball for the Cubs against Steve Carlton, and again traded for Hoyt Willem, where in my estimation, he was kind of thrown in an afterthought. Now, it was kind of weird here, ladies and gentlemen. The Cubs had a lot of prospects, and you look at Bacabella. Montreal was almost raiding Chicago's system. Now, Dan McGinn, Hector Torres and him were traded for Dan McGinn in Montreal, but '73 when he showed up, scored more than a dozen homers, 6 triples, 10 doubles, around a 265, 275 average, very consistent, and very good in pinch hit situations, and that's where the lesson comes in. There was a game July 6th of that year at Jerry Park where he hit 2 home runs in a doubleheader, pinch hit. And Jerry Park was a hard part to hit about it. It became national news. Not every day that a player gets to pinch hit back to back, although there's been pinch hit sensations over the years for numerous teams, is very rare. That was kind of comparable to Matt Stayers, who would hit a lot of pinch hit home runs. But what was Breedan? Breedan was a very tough guy, and being from Georgia and going to police, and I think it was he was a sheriff for at least 20 plus years, and I think he did a feature on him once, and he said former Expo, now a top cop, and that's what he was. But it's kind of weird, ladies and gentlemen. 1972, 73, 74, there were some remnants of the '69 expansion draft, but as soon again, Carter, Dawson, Valentine, everybody was coming in. It took 5 or 6 years for the system to develop, and we got to remember, '73 they were in a partial pennant race, and Breedan was part of that. And the only reason why the Expos came within a few games of challenging the Mets for first place was because of players like him. So I'm not saying a one-year wonder, but my God, if you remember those powder blues and Bootstay and Bacabella and Breedan and Baylor Moore and everybody, Claude Raymond and Rusty Staub especially, and later on, Kenny Singleton, Jorgensen, and all that. It was a weird time because seeing them from 1973 to '77, where they're becoming AL East contenders so quickly. Breedan held down the fort until the top players came in, and again he played 3 years in Japan too. Like that's a sign how good he was. Americans playing in Japan were well respected, and Hal had the respect of all his friends and colleagues and teammates. So that's the story of the great ambidextrous, as we call him, Hal Breedan. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. If there's any requests, we always like to say swing for the fences. That's what we said, Rescuers Union Baseball League. So every baseball podcast we're doing this year will be in tribute to a possible World Series or playoff run for the Blue Jays. So to celebrate the Blue Jays, the fans of the Blue Jays, a lot of them are Expo fans, and we're going to talk about the early years of that squad. Thanks for listening. Bye.